Last night at approximately 11 p.m., we received a call for service at this location. We got called out to a residence. Upon arrival, our deputies located 4 children that had been apparently abandoned here at the location. Those children, 2 boys and 2 girls, ranged in ages from a 1-year-old toddler to the oldest one being 4 years old. What we know is that a couple teenagers were walking along the roadway here when they spotted the abandoned children. They got concerned. They notified their parents. Parents then called the authorities, called us out to the location. We began an initial scene investigation where, again, there's a total of 4 children involved. The interior of the home was in an awful state of disarray, untidiness. It was very unkept. Refrigerator doors open. One of the children, the toddler, was inside the home, had fallen from the crib, was on the floor. And so really an awful set of circumstances. Initially, our team became increasingly concerned because sadly one of the children said that he thought his mommy was dead. So that was something very chilling. So nonetheless, the investigation continued. No adult supervision in the home. CPS was contacted out here. Our child abuse investigators also made the scene, working in concert with our responding team members. And so that's the basics of the scene investigation that we have. And just again, a very troubling situation, troubling scene. Very grateful for those teams and the good Samaritans that responded. That there's still good people out there that care about others and notified us so we could intervene. The latest development is we had possibly located a parent at a different location. We're still trying to firm up those details, so it's still an active investigation at this point. Initially, we didn't know, and we were keeping an open mind if this could possibly be some type of foul play involved, and a true disappearance of some kind, or if there was just a true abandonment type situation. At this point, we're leaning very much that it's going to be an abandonment type situation. So if it is confirmed, then at that point we'll notify and contact the Harris County District Attorney's Office for possible charges. Again, it's still early in the investigation. There's a lot of moving parts to this. We want to make sure that the children are in a safe environment going forward. And so that's the basic information that we have right now.
Sheriff, any idea how long those children had been alone?
At this point, and I want to just preface this by saying that it's still very preliminary. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to pinpoint this, but just preliminarily, it looks like it could have been a couple of days that these children were left abandoned. One that was out here was totally nude. All of them were in some state of undress, ranging from diapers that were completely soiled to completely nude to on the floor with a 1-year-old. And so again, very just awful situation, but we believe it could be up to 2 days that they've been alone without any adult supervision.
How are they doing right now?
Certain hard just generally they're small children. I think they're just small children. I think they're okay.
They seem to be in good spirits. They were in there playing and like nothing was going on earlier.
4-year-old can communicate, I would assume. Did the 4-year-old say anything like other than I think my mom? Well, I don't know if the 4-year-old said I think my mom.
Yes, it was the oldest one that I'm told was the one that conveyed that I think mommy's dead. I don't know what prompted the 4-year-old to say that, but that was the initial concern. And again, we wanted to give the benefit of doubt in this and just see if there was any foul play. We didn't see any type of foul play other than just being very untidy, very unkept, water on the floors, just all kinds of just disarray. But again, just kudos to our team here, other deputies out in the field that quickly put it together. Deputy Morales, Sergeant Harding here, the team that responded, our investigators, to kind of quickly get into action, because if there was some type of active kidnapping or some type of foul play involved, we definitely obviously wanted to pursue that angle now. But it now seems very, very likely from what we're gathering that we believe we've located the mother, a possible boyfriend, father, we're not sure. But we'll be confirming those details hopefully soon, and we could share that with you.
How much worse could this have been if y'all didn't get the call from teens right away?
Very. I mean, we've seen other situations similar, but I mean, the kids could have been hit by a car out here. Could have remained in the home, and just something happened. Like I said, it appears that the youngest toddler, about a year old, a year and a half, may have fallen from some type of crib, you know, and so there could have been a serious injury there. I mean, you're talking just small children. I mean, it's a shame. Oldest being 4 years old. This is just awful, horrific, terrible. And I'm just glad, again, that, you know, our personnel have to view this on a regular basis. But at the end of the day, they suit up, they come out here, they do their job, and they help people. And at the end of the day, we still get called to help people. And I'm glad for those that did call to report this awful situation.
What are the neighbors saying about this? Witnesses? What are they saying about kids and just the state of the house and the parents or anything?
Yeah, I haven't gotten that far to what the investigation, that part of the investigation. Obviously, the team's doing their work. I don't want to interfere in what they're doing right now. But for now, it's just trying to canvass the area, talk to people, get just basic background information. Because again, up until now, this just has been a couple hours from about 11 o'clock where we got the initial call to now. It's been a lot of developments within those short hours. So we don't know. We were kind of pursuing that possible angle of possible foul play or some type of legit disappearance. And it was just here within the last hour that we kind of located who we believe is the mom, and getting CPS and coordinating all that. So it's still kind of early on.
What did she say, the mom?
I don't know what she said. Yeah, I don't know what she said. It's just she just away from the home and just apparently left them here.
Sheriff, I know it's preliminary, but has there ever been any other calls out here that we're aware of at this point in time?
Is there a call?
There has been.
There is a history or some calls for service. I don't know how lengthy those are. I believe there's some domestic violence,
How many
disturbances. Several?
Half a dozen.
Yeah.
At this house, correct? This house?
Correct. Now, we don't know if it's directly linking to them, if there's other people involved. That part we don't know. But it does appear that there's been some activity out here at this location.
Sheriff, where did you find the mother?
We found them at a hotel.
Hotel in Cypress.
Yeah, hotel in the Cypress area, in another district. But
What led you there?
just our investigation, follow-up investigation, just good police work. They started piecing different things together and just good police work. I don't want to go into all those details. I haven't talked to the team on the other end, so I don't know. It's just different investigative leads they were able to piece together pretty quickly, and they were very lucky to be able to locate mom.
So is it going to be with a family friend or CPS, or where are they going?
I think they're going to be placed with some relative or family friend. We're trying to then coordinate all that. They'll be placed in a safe home. I do not believe they're going to be taken into CPS custody. I think they'll be under the care of somebody who knows them.
Other than at that hotel, does the mother live here?
Supposed to be, yeah. And so
And it was a boyfriend with her, or was it dad?
we don't know if it's boyfriend, dad, biological father. We don't know all those relationships. It was the female we believe is mom, and then an individual that we haven't confirmed yet if it's a boyfriend or the children's dad or any of that.
What are the actual charges they could face with this case further?
Well, there's all kinds of possible charges that could, child abandonment, all kinds of different things that could be applicable once they kind of, I don't know if there were any injuries on the children. Endangering a child, and so, like I said, the toddler had fallen from a bed, so I don't know, any injuries there. So it's just that's where we'll talk to the DA's office to kind of let them know the facts of the case and then determine charges.
How old is mom?
Approximately, probably.
I believe her birth year was 92.
Yeah.
I believe.
So.
Do we know how long the family's lived?
Late 20s, probably.
Do we know how long the family's lived in this home?
I don't know.
Approximately a year, maybe a little bit.
About a year.
Do the children need to be assessed medically or anything like that before?
They will be. I mean, that's part of all the initial. Obviously, if they've been through this in this moment in time, I don't want to think what else they've endured over time. I mean, like I said, to me, I find it chilling that a 4-year-old would, the first thing would say, I think mommy is dead. Now, what that means to that 4-year-old, I don't know, but I'm saying I can't fathom a 4-year-old having to think that or go through that. And any children that have to be abandoned. And we've seen cases like that here in our community, and it's unacceptable, and it just shouldn't happen. And so again, kudos to our first responders, the community that took the interest to call in, and not just brush it off like, hey, it's just kids playing. I mean, obviously it raised some concerns, and they called it in, and we're glad for that.
Around 11:30 p.m.
It happened that actually we received a call approximately 10:50 p.m., so right before 11 p.m.
Was the sergeant first on the scene?
I was among.
Yeah.
Sergeant Fisher was also one of the first sergeants on the scene.
Can we talk to him?
Sergeant, it's up to y'all. Y'all want to join me and say what kind of?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be so chilling to hear that statement just keeps ringing over and over again. I think my mommy is dead, like a 4-year-old saying that. If you could just talk about when you walk in, or finding them in the street, the first conversation you have with them, like anything, right off the bat, like your initial reactions to seeing this. This is not a normal situation.
Fisher. We're joined by Sergeant Fisher here in District 1, along with Sergeant Martin.
The original reaction, the first thing we saw was the house.
Yeah.
The children being taken care of by the neighbors. We made entry into the house, and it was obvious that the kids had to fend for themselves for a pretty long time, substantial amount of time. There was indications in the house that they were trying to feed each other, trying to take care of themselves for longer than kids should.
Indication they were trying to take care of themselves.
Yeah,
The refrigerator was open. I think
food items all over, like kids would go in there and scourge for food.
What's the first thing you did when you saw them?
Well, they were being taken care of by the neighbors. So.
Neighbors stepped up and brought them into their home and fed them and clothed them, changed their diapers, let them play. We had emergency medical services come out and evaluate the children, ensure that their immediate medical care was being taken care of. They weren't found to have any life-threatening immediate issues to be concerned with. And as a matter of fact, EMS stayed on scene for a couple of hours, just assisting us while we were trying to do our investigation, do the police work.
So one was nude and others that were maybe in diapers that were soiled and everything.
I don't know if any of you are fathers, but I'm sure coming to a scene like this doesn't get easier. Like, these are little kids who are innocent and just have no idea what's going on. I mean, how do you handle that?
I'm sure Sergeant Fisher's answer would be different than mine. I have a 13-year-old daughter. He is a grandfather. So I think all of us deal with it in a different way. I'll just say it pretty blankly. We can't let it bother us. If we let it bother us, then we can't focus on the children and getting them the help they need and bringing the people to justice that need to be brought to justice. So, for lack of better terms, we flip a switch and we go to work.
Yeah, I think just to amplify what Sergeant Harden said, I mean, I'll say that those are always the hardest when we talk about the most vulnerable in our community, either older adults or your children. Everybody, but these children, it's none of their fault. They're not capable of fending for themselves. They're not capable of taking care of themselves. Not really capable of feeding themselves or anything. The 4-year-old is young enough. If that was the only one, then a 1-year-old, and it's just really tragic. And yes, we are fathers, grandfathers, and it's just always painful to see that. But like the sergeant said, is like at the end of the day, our job at that point becomes, let's try to bring justice to this, some closure, accountability, and that's what we do at the end of the day. And thank God that there's others that can step in and embrace the kids and provide what they need at that moment. But we got a job to do, and had they not done that, then we probably wouldn't have located the mom.
Sheriff,
I'm
sorry. Sheriff, what's going to happen in the next coming hours?
Next coming hours, again, we'll finalize any, the possible arrest, possible charges, trying to see that connection, trying to make sure the kids are okay initially. Obviously, at some point, now CPS will handle that aspect of it. And then now that there's some level of possible closure, that we've located, the adults that are supposed to be responsible or linked to this, then again, it'll just be continuous follow-up investigation to see how did we get to this point. So there'll still be some initial follow-up investigation, but it's a lot more than we had just a couple hours ago when we didn't know where mom or anybody was at. It was just the kids that we thought we could possibly have, a dead body somewhere. We just don't know. And so that's what we're going to be focusing on the next couple of days.
Can you tell us the conditions of the hotel room?
No, we can't. We weren't out there. We've been here at the scene. We haven't connected on those details with anyone.
I don't know if you can get specific. The boy is 4 years old. When you say the sex and the age of each or
I know 2 are girls, 2 are. You know what the problem is?
Well, I don't want to give wrong information.
Yeah,
okay.
just,
Well,
we don't
know
know.
the little boy is 4.
It's a boy.
Yeah,
The oldest
boy,
one
the
is
four
a boy, and the rest are boy and 2 girls.
4 years old. Okay. Between under 4.
Yeah, 1 to 4 years
Youngest,
old.
yes, okay.
Yeah, the youngest one is 1, 1.5.
Okay. Perfect.
That's the youngest one, and then in between there are 2. And
Yeah. Okay.
No twins?
I don't know which ones are that.
Sheriff, do we have any indication? Has the mom said why she was in the hotel? We have no.
We have no. I don't want to speculate.
Okay.
Just because there's no need. I'll let that part of the investigation kind of. We do have investigators that are focused on that part of it as well. So again, that was the latest development here within about the last hour or so. So I just really want to commend the team. Again, I've said it already, but man, they were working it. We were on the phone talking to Sergeant Harden and getting developments on what was happening. And I'm glad that they were able to make this happen and follow some leads and find mom.
Is the hotel like less than 5 miles? Less than 10 miles? Less than what? I mean,
It's in the Highway 6 290 area.
okay.
Okay.
Close.
One last question, too, before you go back.
Okay, just out here at the location, we received a call for a welfare check. Some teenagers that were walking through and noticed 3 children that appear to be abandoned here on the roadway. They notified the parents who called us to the scene. Deputies responded. The initial investigation, they were able to locate, again, 3 children that were outside. 1 was nude, others in different states of undress, and eventually made their way inside where they found the house in total disarray and unkept. There were no apparent signs of foul play per se, but they did their due diligence inside. It appears that the children have been abandoned for an extended amount of time. It could be up to a couple days. We don't know that. That will be part of the investigation. CPS is involved to assist our investigators. They'll be assisting in trying to place the children with a responsible adult. We believe that's in the works already. We believe here in the last hour or so that we've located a mom and a possible either father or boyfriend. Boyfriend for the mom, or we don't know if it's the father for the children. That part we don't know, and we'll be in the process to determine what charges, if any, are applicable, and take it from there. But just want to give kudos to our personnel that were out here, did a fantastic job dealing with the initial situation and then the subsequent follow-up as well.
You are confident to say that these kids were abandoned?
Yeah. Yes.
About how many days or so?
Possibly 2 days. We don't know. Just we've gotten some information that leads us to believe it could be a 2-day window. But I said earlier that's preliminary because we'll let the investigation ultimately determine that. But it appears at minimum we're guessing about 2 days that they've been here abandoned. Yeah. I don't know about that. I don't know that. Our focus right now is just on the children. What led her to abandon them, and there's no reason, but we'll try to determine and try to understand the why better, and we'll take it from there.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Appreciate it.